Chapter 4 describes how the interaction between supply and demand can have a change in the equilibrium quantity and price. Let's look at a case study of when demand and supply both change. Sue Niels writes in The Australian, Australia's love affair with creamy cappuccinos and frothy cafe lattes is having an unintended consequence, making the cream that used to be left over from processing the once preferred skinny or low-fat milk so scarce that there is now a butter shortage. At the same time, the consumer health swing back to natural, less processed foods has seen oil-based margarines drop out of fashion in favor of golden dairy butter, adding further pressure to both butter prices and demand, the Australian reports. The retail price of butter has jumped 45% in the past year, from $6.9 per kilogram to above $10 a kilogram. As Dairy Australia figures show, the cafe culture is fueling a 10% growth rate in full cream milk consumption annually. So where would we need to start? First, the question asks the market for butter. So we will have the market for butter. Let's start with a point of equilibrium. Again, quantity on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. We have an initial supply curve and an initial demand curve. So we have E1 as our original equilibrium, and if we read the last paragraph, it says it jumped from $6.9. So this would be 6.9 and the price is in dollars. Now let's go back. The first paragraph tells us that because they use full cream milk for cappuccinos and lattes, the cream that used to be left over from processing once preferred skinny or low-fat milk has now become scarce. That cream is used for butter. What happens if we have less input for butter? It means our supply curve of butter is going to decrease. The second paragraph, we read that there's a half swing back to natural, less processed foods and seen the demand for golden dairy butter increase. That means our demand curve shifts as well. So demand increased and supply decreased. So we have a new equilibrium point. We have a new equilibrium point where S2 and D2 intercept, which is at that point, E2, so quantity 2, and P2, if you want, refer back to the final paragraph, is now $10. So that point would be $10. And that is one way in which we can describe both the interaction of supply and demand.